This is Matt Mahalik for NSUSpartans.com. Tonight we have a very special guest here joining us, a special guest but not a stranger by any means, former NSU football player and current member of the NFL's Jacksonville Jaguars, Don Carey, back on campus. Don, great to see you. How you been?
Man, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Well, Don, you're here tonight as part of your book signing tour, a book that came out recently called It's Not Because I'm Better Than You. Also a chance to speak to some students here tonight. A lot of ground we can cover with you. It's been a while since we caught up with you, but we'll start with tonight. What was the reason you wanted to make Norfolk State a stop on your book signing tour and take some time out to talk to the students?
Well, Norfolk State has been extremely instrumental into everything that I've gotten so far. So now that we're back in the area, I want to make this my hub for everything I do in the community. So whether it's our STEAM camp that's coming up June 16th or any type of speaking engagements or any other events that I host, I would hope that I can do them here.
Well, tonight, everybody getting another chance to see your book. We've seen a lot about it online. I've had a chance to read it as well. Definitely a great read. It's Not Because I'm Better Than You is the title. Not too often you see an active professional athlete take the time, whether it's in season or out of season, to actually sit down and write a book like you did. What was on your heart that made you want to do that? And what are some of the messages you wanted to get across?
Sure. So it certainly was a burden that was on my heart, and the title of the book comes from a commonly asked question that I get. You know, how do you become this 10-year NFL veteran that I am? And I tell people it's not because I'm better than them. And by that, I want them to know that talent is an important variable, but it's not the only variable. And the concepts and principles of the book, I go through spelling out what I think the most important principles and variables are that people should pay attention to.
And of course, a big part of the book, a number of stories about your time here at Norfolk State, your playing career here as a Spartan. Now that you're 10 years removed, hard to believe, from playing in the green and gold, how do you look back on your time here and the role that it played in your development?
You know, you can pull so many nuggets from the things I've learned here, whether it's on the football field or in the classroom, or whether it's just interacting with the students and the professors here. So much of who I am today has come from the time I've spent with them, and I will always appreciate the school for that.
And who would have known when I first met you about, I guess I'm going to date yourself and myself, about 13 years ago when you came here as a freshman out of Booker T. Washington High, that 13 years later you're coming up now on your 10th season in the NFL, and you've accomplished what you have and written a book. If you would have believed any of those things when I told you back around 2005, what would you have said?
I mean, the NFL was always a dream. You know, it is for nearly every young man in our society. But I would have never thought that I'll be 10 years strong in the NFL and an author and, you know, as active as I am in the community. You know, I was just happy to have an opportunity to play football and get a higher education.
Well, certainly, as you mentioned, you're very active in the community, and we're fortunate that we'll get a chance to see you at a number of activities here this spring at Norfolk State. Another one coming up in June, you mentioned a little earlier, is the STEM football camp.
Sure.
I know that's something that you've done from time to time, but you're bringing it to Norfolk State this year. Tell us a little bit about that event and what we can expect from that.
Sure. So June 16th, we're hosting our free STEAM Day and Youth Football Camp for 300 students ages 6 to 17. Registration will begin May 1st at reachfoundation.org, REECH foundation.org. The premise of the camp is this: half the day the students are on the field with me and Norfolk State football players going through football drills. Right? Who wouldn't want to hang out with an NFL player, right? But the second half of the day is what I think is the real meat of the camp. They're inside the gymnasium with about 15 different companies in the STEM sector, all local, going through interactive activities, and the idea is to get them excited and stir something in them to make them want to get more involved in STEM. I personally have my background in the STEM sector. I got my major in building construction technology from right here from Norfolk State University, and before I knew I was making it to the NFL, I had a job making $65,000 a year. And the STEM sector has been very instrumental in not just myself, but other individuals getting high-paying vocations in America.
Well, we certainly look forward to seeing that event. I know you've had some success with it at some other locations, and I'm sure it'll do great here in Norfolk as well. And before I let you go, of course, I got to ask you about the football side of things too.
Okay.
After a great run, 7 years in Detroit, I know a place that's meant a lot to you in your career, headed back to one of the places where it sort of got started for you in the NFL in Jacksonville. Tell us a little bit about what you feel about that move, joining a Jaguars team that's coming off a great season.
Sure. I'm extremely grateful for 7 years in Detroit. I love the community. I love the team, front office, players. I'll miss them the most. but that chapter is now closed, and I'm back in with the Jacksonville Jaguars and excited to help this young team continue to win. I mean, they were extremely dominant last year, and I don't see any reason why we can't be that and more this year. So excited to get things started.
All right, Don. Well, thanks for stopping by. As always, thanks for giving of your time to Norfolk State. Look forward to seeing people see the book tonight, get a chance to check out the book and the camp this summer, and best of luck with all you got going on the field and off the field.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Once again, that's Don Carey joining us here tonight. Make sure you check out his book. It's Not Because I'm Better Than You. You can find it online or in a number of stores where books are sold. Barnes & Noble, it's there as well. Amazon as well is another, so make sure you check it out if you can. For Don Carey, this has been Matt Mahalik for NSUSpartans.com.